you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like when I made the decision to leave, I personally was hoping that like I would have a saving grace from somebody. Like somebody I knew would be able to save me and help me, right? Like I've done for how
So many
many
others.
hundreds of other fucking people,
Yeah.
right? So I'm not going to say their names. They know who they are. But I called after that. I had called 3 chiefs that were either family friends of ours, or was a previous lieutenant of mine, or was a friend of a good friend of mine, right? And I sat down with each one of them to possibly continue my career with this knowing is in my background, right? And every single one of them was not willing to take a chance with a fucking resume this thick. Like,
Yeah.
that was the biggest thing. I'm like, okay, so you're telling me that my 11 years of law enforcement, of education, of community relations, of reaching out to, whatever. Like, we've talked an hour about everything I've done. Everything I've done since I was a fucking kid is done. So you're telling me 20 years of my life, it was a fucking waste because of a decision I fucking made that I owned up to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So, that was hard for me to swallow. And I think it was hard for me to swallow only because of that comment that I made about like it's about who you know, not what you know. And I was hoping that a friend that knew me personally, and knew my character, my morals, my ethics, to be like, you know what, this was a fucking stupid mistake, and it shouldn't ruin his fucking career.
Right.
So again, I'm not asking you to provide details, but Mo knows because she was there when it happened. Very similar. I was super passionate, going above and beyond, many hours and upon hours of my own personal time into something that I was very passionate about. I made one mistake, and my mistake was I cursed on a call. I said fuck, and it got reported, and I pissed off a couple supervisors, and they crushed me. They absolutely fucking crushed me, and it didn't fucking matter what I did. It didn't matter. Nothing mattered. Luckily for me, I was able to move beyond it, but it's like you do so many things. You do 15 things right, you do one thing wrong, or fuck it. You do 10 years of things right, you do one thing wrong, fuck you. You're gone. And nobody ever. It's just such a wild.
Yeah, the worst part was that
it hurts.
The worst part for me in that whole thing was I got ahead of it knowing that it was going to come down the pipeline.
Right.
Like that was like
thing.
You try to do the right thing.
Like
yeah.
I had talked to my union rep, my best friend that was in the bureau, like, hey, this is what's going on in my personal life. I don't know what the fuck to do. I'm really afraid. Yeah. And it was like, well, get fucking ahead of it, So met with the
right thing.
Lieutenant, told him, hey, this is what's coming down, just so you know. And he's like, well, we'll deal with it if it ever comes. Okay. I'm telling you it's coming, so let's fucking get ahead of it now.
Yeah.
I tried doing everything right, and it was months of stress dealing with it, and then it was done, But obviously that was a very shitty part of my life, dealt with a lot of mental problems after that, trying to figure out where my life was going to go. I was a fat piece of shit back then too.
Really, bro?
Yeah, dude. I was a heavy boy for my stature back then. I would drink a lot. I was eating shitty and staying up late and partying like an animal and being stupid because I was trying to find something to do to relieve stress outside of going to the gym.